What? Hey, welcome all CnR punks to the CnR Radio Talk Show, brought to you by aLee and Ciyber.
What up, CnR?
What up, CnR? I'm your host, Rashon. Before we get into it, let's shout out to all my brothers and sisters right now playing San Fierro, the best city on the server. Shout out to everyone driving through Colton Heights, Kings, Doherty, all that stuff. Also, shout out to the fools right now playing Los Venturas. Stay in that city. The other cities don't want you. Anyway, we have our guest here, borlord. Say hello to the audience, borlord.
Hello, CnR people. This is the kid warlord that keeps on arresting you in the streets of Los Santos. Yes, that would be me. I'll be the person being interviewed, and I'll ask I'll answer any question from Mr. Rashon here.
How about that? Well, we're going to be talking about a bunch of topics here today. You know, when aLee told me you were going to be on, he said that you're the most polarizing person on CnR. You know, it's kind of true. Kind of true, you know. You either love borlord or you hate him, or you switch between both, but it's never in between here. Alright, so we're going to start with a baddie question here. So when and how did you find CnR, borlord? When and how did you find it?
Oh, that's an easy yet long answer. Alright, I found CnR when I was in PH, Philippines, high school. I was high school, probably 14 years old at the time. So I was talking during lunch with two of my classmates, and they were talking about some GTA San Andreas game, a game mode that I've never heard of, because the only time that I played San Andreas was in Xbox, the original Xbox, yeah, the black one, the black bulky one. Yeah, they were talking about it, and I got curious about the game mode. I'm like, hey, how the fuck do you get into a multiplayer game mode in GTA San Andreas? So they enlightened me, showed me CnR, not CnR, but San Andreas multiplayer, SAMP, rather. And they gave me a copy of San Andreas with SAMP in it in a USB.
So you were pirating games back in the days, huh?
Mm-hmm. It was pirated, yes, I admit, I confess, and I still use the same copy of the game that was from the USB. And now, how I found CnR, yeah, they just recommended the server. They were playing in this server, in CnR server, and they told me, hey, why don't you make a name up? Being the kid I am, of course, and being a war person, I picked warlord with a 0. So warl0rd. That's how people would call me in CnR Mumble back then. Yeah, that's about it. Two dumbhead PHs introduced me to CnR.
So those dumbhead PHs don't play anymore, huh? What, they played for like 2 months?
One of them recently made a new members thread under the new members forum, subforum. His name is Valchrist. He used to be Valchrist. He forgot his password, he forgot his account information, so he made a new thread introducing himself. I made a hearty hello, posted a hearty hello in his thread, and he was like, lol Ron. Yeah, that was his response. He was surprised that I was still playing. But we have not talked since, so I don't know his whereabouts.
How about that? He gone somewhere in Duterte's regime.
Yep.
Peace. Alright, so, we're going to talk about, your CnR history here. We're going to talk about
all aspects of CnR history, huh?
All aspects of CnR. We're going to talk about all blue in a bit first. But I think we're gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. That was a very easy first question, but let's go to 100 right now. All right, so I think it's a little known fact that back in 2011, 2012, well, you were a training. All right, so I got a few questions about that.
All right, go ahead.
What was all that about? Was that a social experiment? Were you confused? You were 14 back then, right?
Yes, I was 14. underdeveloped child early in the adolescence. I've seen the power of women. I've seen the power between women's legs and how easy corruptible men are. So, for fun, I admit I was fun. I decided to post as a female for fun, for both gain, personal gain, monies, of course, and to test the corruptibility of men. Short and simple, that was it. I admit I did enjoy it until I got inducted into CUSA, which they required me to be my true self, so I revealed myself as this 14-year-old Asian posing as a female in a gaming community. I admit, no shame in admitting that, yeah, I did it for game and for social experimenting.
So a bunch of Borats gave you some money.
Yes, those Borats gave me some money. I'm naming a gang. GSF. GSF gave me money,
Oh boy.
and I remember too well that this person, this gang member named Hike No Ace. He's an Albanian. He was PMing me if I'm truly a girl. Being the person I am, of course, I added smiley faces at the end of each sentence that I respond to him. And he would tell me that he's aroused. He would tell me that he would do anything for me. He would tell me that I'm a wifeable material. And he asked me if I could send a picture. And what I did not send a picture. Instead, I kept on, playing with his thoughts, complimenting him, flattering him, and yeah, that's about it. Flattered with him, and he is from GSF. And he gave me money for it.
How about that? I thought you were gonna say the tranny phase ended once Lucas started to hit on you back in the early
no.
CUSA days.
There were unspeakable events of people hitting on me, but Hike No Ace was one of those people that did try their best to get into my pants, my tranny pants.
Well, at least you converted. You found yourself. And to all those trannies, to all those trannies in CnR right now, Tranny Clef, Buddy, Scully, of course, the Tranny Rax. I hope you all continue to bathe in fire. Okay, so all right, let's talk about All Blue here. You're co-leader of All Blue. All Blue
Was
yes, you were a co-leader. All Blue kind of introduced the cop tank era in CnR, where we remember we had like 8 cops on a car, and
most of the time you were a driver. Huh.
Yes, because what were the good and bad things about your experience in All Blue? How about that?
Good experience. I got comradeship. Every time someone talks smack about All Blue, I'll defend the hell out of All Blue out of loyalty because I enjoy my time in All Blue. First, it was a welcoming group. Yes, that was a pro. Welcomed everyone, civilians, cops, everyone alike. Sigma 1 is a great leader. He welcomed everyone. He was kind. He wasn't hard ass. No, nothing. He wasn't strict. And yeah, to admit, I was part of the cop tanks. I enjoyed shooting from a cop tank. I enjoyed joining a cop tank. I enjoyed arresting people from a cop tank. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't drive. I wasn't a driver at the time. Never was. Refused to. I would let Trolley Tito, Kotzeman, or Rashon drive for me. Or in most cases, I'd suck up the Sigma to be in his tank. Yeah. One of the pros as well, being a cop tank, I actually learned something from cop tanking. The locations of Los Santos. Los Santos being the biggest city of them all, of course it's hard for someone to memorize all the locations in Los Santos from 24/7 in Richmond, the two 24/7s in Mulholland.
I was about to say that. Marcus Weed and the Mulholland. Look at that.
Mulholland. Yep, no one knew about them. Very few people knew about it. And yeah, how to get to observatory the fastest. I also learned something about that thanks to Sigma One's driving. And so far, that's it. The regular people who were a bit mature, was fun to hang out with. I still remember their names. CJ 19 something numbers, Arrow 123, and who else? There's Trolley Tito, Osama Lin Paatini,
Where are those guys now?
and yeah, Scooby. Well, Scooby turned into a cop gamer. But yeah,
Oh, well, you know, we used to be in cop tanks. You know, 2011. You know, that was back when cop tanks were knew they were cool. You know, they weren't a bunch of snittery like it is now. You know.
but yeah, I'm not finished yet. Those were the
Oh,
pros.
oh,
The
cons.
cons, the cons is about being an open group. Yeah, no membership. The cons, people join All Blue for arrest immunity. It has to be said out there. People join All Blue, gang members alike, civilians too, join All Blue for arrest immunity. And the members are gullible enough to look over their wrongdoings, like these gang DMers who are gang warring in Palomino Creek, Montgomery, Bayside even. The members look over it, the cop members, and the warrants are just enjoying themselves. They're just enjoying themselves.
No impartiality, huh?
No impartiality. And that kind of drove me out of All Blue. I started to drift away because what the hell? We're supposed to be cops. Why are people joining and stuff like that? I was kind of up for Sigma to suggest to Sigma to have a member list of some kind. Yeah, but instead of having a member list, Sigma he formed co-leaders and stuff like myself. He appointed me as co-leader, then Rashon, Trolley Tito, yeah, to counter that measure. But I guess not. Didn't work out as it used to be, as it's supposed to be.
You know, the golden age of All Blue ended pretty quickly there.
Comes out with All Blue is a pretty known cop banking group called Blackwater. Would you like to go in detail of how Blackwater?
I was about to ask you about that because you know I wanted to ask you why Trannyism had always been mad at you. You know, because he would refuse to give you a group leader or a group owner. Talk about that. You know, why was Trannyism such a punk?
Well, being the Croatian he is, I understand that he wants to grasp power like Salt, you know. Him and Salt are both Croatian. They're both head asses, and they want to ask like every single person just to be in power or in position of whatever. So yeah, being the co-leader I am, I would log into LS, see CUSA, created the group already beforehand before I joined, and I would ask invitation. Yeah, he would invite me. He would invite me to the All Blue group, but after I asked him nicely that since I am co-leader, I would like to have the ownership of All Blue be directed upon me. He refused, stating, "Lol, Sigma isn't here," something like that. He kept saying that your what's it called, Daddy Sigma isn't here to protect you or something, and something like that. So being frustrated I am, I decided to make a new All Blue group, the real one. A couple of members joined me. Sinisa joined as well, along with Busta Move, East Bay Naza, some other people, those early Blackwater people. Yeah, they joined. I happily accepted them, being impartial I am, that they are cops, and out of respect for Sigma's group, I accepted them. but they decided to break the rules under all blue name. I spotted them once playing with their toys, playing with each other, their cop-given toys of police department. They were shooting each other. They were shooting at cop vehicles, people leaving out of PD garage, and I saw it as wrong, so I decided to kick them out. They were like, lol, something like that. They were laughing about it, like, punks they are, rowdy rough boys they are. So they decided to make all Blackwater. Yeah. The funny thing is, CUSA, whenever Sigma is online, CUSA would place himself near Sigma 1. You know? Usual thing. Usual sighting. I didn't care at first. I'm not an envious person or anything, and I don't want to judge him, you know, maybe he just wants to be close friends with Sigma, but no, rather not. He manipulates Sigma in a way, tries to get a good ear for himself and a bad ear for me, and whenever I instruct all blue members, CUSA would be like, but Sigma has the final say. Have you ever conferred with Sigma about your decision? Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I kicked them out for being insubordinate to all blue jurisdiction, to all blue rules. That's about it. That's how Blackwater was formed.
Yeah, you take full credit in Blackwater being.
Yep, I take full credit. I indirectly caused their formation, their creation, and you could also say that they are my children. I am the father, but I would consider them as bastard children, but I still recognize them as my children. So yeah, alas, Blackwater has been born.
It's almost like how Dot formed from DMH, the Europe version. Anyway, Trannyism, he hasn't posted on the forum that much. I think he has like 2 posts in 4 years. Did you have some kind of bet with the guy? Did you say, okay, if I win the bet, you can't post on the forum anymore? Why doesn't he post on the forum anymore?
That I do not know. He is under the guise of BW King, BW_King, Blackwater King. I don't get it. Why the hell would he post as a monarch of an independent mercenary organization? It's not a monarchy, but whatever, it's his vote.
That was very dumb.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I have. Go ahead.
I think some idiot posted PMs that, I think it was Busta Move PMing Trannyism back and forth saying that he's not dead. But I don't see the point. Trannyism being the leader of Blackwater, yet not doing snip. So, Blackwater's dead now, so I don't know.
I agree. Blackwater's dead, but some people won't agree with our statement. Like people like Prince Darkstar, he continues to advocate for Blackwater and stuff like that. He's fiercely loyal. I can commend him on that, but he can't accept the reality that Blackwater is dead. Where the hell is CUSA? Where the hell is his post? We can't even see him. We can't even moderate.
Gone.
Yeah, we can't even moderate the group in his absence. Yeah, he gone. He gone. That is dead.
Yeah, Prince Darkstar is on an island there. But let's talk about another dead group. Let's talk about CUSA. All right, CUSA.
Oh boy. A lot of things have happened in CUSA.
It turned out to be, in my opinion, the worst group, let alone the cop group in CnR history. Definitely the worst cop group. I'll be the first to admit, okay, that the leaders, including me, did a very bad job managing this. Made a lot of mistakes. We invited a lot of
unwanted people.
Yes, I'll just go out and say, Rack wanted to invite Bobby B from the Sandy Cartel. That was an awful idea. Now they hate each other. I know your friend, Fog Babes, but he turned out to be the most underrated Fog in CnR history, in my opinion, until he got banned from the CnR channel. then he wasn't underrated anymore. Snit. I mean, I did this thing where, I changed the voting system, so that members had a say in letting people in. That was an awful idea. And Snit, I mean, he was an awful cop. I joined All Blue for protection because, at the time I was getting DM'd by Lance Benelli and Hollow Quits, that I needed some protection, so I joined All Blue. But, Snit, obviously, he joined CUSA for the protection, but he didn't add anything to the group. Of the entire member list, I could name probably 5 or 6 people who could drive. You, me, Fog Davis, everything. That's 4, right? Fugazi Fanta, 5. I can't name anymore.
The early CUSA members, like the Brazilian, where was the guy? The great racer from Mini Missions.
Oh,
Hero, yeah. That guy can tame a sultan.
Yeah, he was around for like 3 weeks though. So I remember you were high on CUSA near the end. You wanted to say CUSA was Baus near the end, but did you like CUSA? Did you agree with me that it was the highest form of non-Borat autism?
Yes, I would definitely, most likely, to the extreme, absolutely agree with you that CUSA is made up of Americans and people who can speak English. Yes, that's true. So we are called non-Borats. And the autism. Where do you want me to start on the autism? Beginning, middle, end?
Start from the beginning. So
yeah, let's go with that.
Right. Start with the beginning. CUSA fell apart, in my opinion, or started to fall apart, when we started to lean on gang members. When we started to accept gang members like ATS2, Blue Man, Rexter, Christy Edge, gang members from Dot and Sam. Because funny thing, I had great time with CUSA. I admit that. Of the earliest days, I was alone. I joined alone in cities of LS or LV, and I would see a CUSA member. I would be happy to, hey, cop team with me, something like that. So yeah, I cop team with Mug MG Christy Edge, and guess how that turned out? Half of the warrant. Yep. Pretty bad. Very bad. Half of the warrants list, or most of the warrants list, is full of gang members. Gang members from Sam, Dot. Back when Dot and Sam used to be friends, they used to play together. So yeah, Christy Edge was in my car. We were in an LSPD car, purple LSPD car. We are chasing someone. I do not know if that someone is from either Sam or Dot, but whenever we chase someone, it's usually a gang member, a gang person. Christy Edge would be like, "Lol, don't go after him. He is friend. And I'm like, okay. And then we went on to find another warrant, and he basically said the same thing. He is friend. He's from same gang, something like that. And I'm like, okay. And then we went to go for a robbery, a bank robbery, and it was all shady. And it was like, lol, friend. And get the fuck out of my car then.
I always ran with Christy Edge.
Yeah.
Even till now, I know the guy. Always doing that same thing.
See? This is why cop groups shouldn't incorporate gang members, because what's the use of a cop group? Why not make a fucking cop group within the fucking gang? Right? I'm sorry if I'm cussing. I know there's children hearing this, but it has to be exaggerated like that.
Well, this is a candid show, curse all you want. Screw you, aLee. That's good.
Yeah, that's how CUSA fell apart. It started by inviting gang members. And I have another story. I admit I was informed of the group member list. I know I was playing LV. I was in a
Okay.
rustler. Yes. I was in a rustler. I was rustler copying. There were two groups on at the time that week. It was Dot and it was CUSA. CUSA comprised of me, Rakart, and some other people. Maybe Fanta. And then
That's it.
maybe Dot comprised of the evangelists, some people like those, and ATS2. I remember going after ATS2 in Transfender. I was roster cop. I killed him. I killed ATS2 as a warrant. ATS2 then cried to Rakart saying, "But we're in the same thing," something like that, And then Rakart reprimanded me of why the hell am I going after fucking group members? I mean, ATS2 is not in CUSA. ATS2 is in Dot. So I'm going after who is outside of the group. Whichever warrant is outside of the group, I'm going after. If you want to get in CUSA, then you may guess, get in CUSA as a civilian. Civilians United San Andreas. Play under that, guys. Instead of Cops United San Andreas. Maybe I would not go after you.
Even
Yeah,
they both start with C, so that doesn't make any sense.
that doesn't
Oh,
make
pretty much.
sense.
Yeah, plus those thugs, I mean, they were, when they went to Civilian United Bullsnit, they'd be rapists, very bad rapists,
yeah.
Bonaire, Andre, 3 Stack, they would, they would look at one side of the screen, they have the diseases, right?
Mhm.
And then they would not see, oh, your drugs have worn off. They would not see that. And their health would go down and down and down. They would die. And they wouldn't know. Not at all, because the punks and idiots.
One thing is, to add to their noobery, they used rapist skill instead of having 3 STDs and do the rape rotation. They relied on the rapist skill. Yep, and yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. The rapist skill standalone is kind of useless, but I like that. But also, speaking of CUSA, you said that the UROP punkery was the start of the downfall of CUSA. But well, remember Princess Ken, right? Princess Ken.
I am triggered to hear
Oh.
such a name.
Such a name, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the atrocities that she has in her mind and the atrocities that she has inflicted upon the group. However, for the sake of me being controversial and for this talk show, I would talk about her. Yes. So, how the hell did Princess Kenny end up in CUSA? Simple.
King Icarus,
King Icarus wanted to be the wise man. He wanted to be the old sensei, the teacher, the samurai old guy that invites people into their dojos, become an apprentice, something like that. But we coined the term Padawan because of Star Wars. Padawans are those Jedis in training.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
King Icarus had 2 Padawans. One is named Dylan. His real name is Dylan. I bribe plus. And the second being Princess Kenny. Princess Kenny is a female, yes. King Icarus, being the male he is, looks. First, she got into CnR Mumble or CUSA Mumble without even applying to CUSA. No. And then after a couple of games, people were like being Princess Kenny, their cart. And Princess Kenny made an application thread, or application post, basically dodging, not taking it seriously. Real name, Rashon, the age, something like that. Bullshit, rubbish. And everything of all people, Jeff, why the hell did you accept a fucking thorn, into the group? Yeah, he accepted Princess Kenny without further examinations. Me and Foz were me and Foz were in protest about it. Me saying, okay, why the hell did she get in CUSA? Why the hell isn't she receiving training? Why the hell isn't she being evaluated properly? What the hell is this rubbish bullshit politics that's going on, huh? What's this, nepotism?
You're right. You're right. I mean, like I said, we very snitty job managing CUSA.
Yeah.
Very snitty job.
And after Princess Kenny got in there, there's this whole thing about, of course, Princess Kenny being the female she is, it attracted a lot of attention. A lot of attention from forums, in-game, to IRC. She attracted even the highest of attention from DMH leaders like Metalface, admins
That's,
like Zentar,
yeah.
White Knights, man, White Knights. People like Anta White Knighted her. People
Yeah.
like John 877, most of all, White Knighted her. John 877, I remember. Me, Fanta, Ricard, Princess Kenny, the John 877 in a goddamn CnR Mumble channel. Yeah, we were in a Mumble channel.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. CnR Radio right now is having technical difficulties here. Can't get back on the live radio, so we're going to record the rest of the show here, and we'll bring it back to you. Anyway, before the radio went snit, we were talking about the bad parts of CUSA, the multitude of bad parts of CUSA, the nasty, dirty cop tank group. And we were talking about one of the factors of CUSA going down over about a year or two period here. We were talking about Princess Kenny. And, remember King Icarus, he let her in, and there was a lot of rustling of the jimmies of certain members who disagreed with Princess Ken being added to the group. So, warl0rd, continue elaborating what you're saying about Princess Ken. I actually forgot what point exactly you were on, but
Oh yes. Oh yes. As Rashon said, yes, there were some minimal protesting. Me and Foss, that's the minimal. Let's get. And after the thing, yeah, after she got in, like I said, we were in CnR Mumble, CUSA Mumble. Fuck, just Mumble in general. And I was talking about earlier, Princess Kenny grabbing the attention of many thirsty individual fat fucks around here in CnR. John 877 included. So yeah, I remember John 877 joining in game, and while he was eavesdropping on conversations of Fanta, me, Ricard, and Princess Kenny. He was in the Mumble channel with us. Yeah. I wasn't speaking at that time. Way before that time, I was silent, so I stick to typing. But I'm a good listener. So here's to what I have in account. I remember John 877 making a soliloquy in text, in game, of how down to earth Princess Kenny is and how she has the most appealing intelligence. Flattery. That's about it. Trying to praise Princess Kenny. And we're like, okay. I'm like, okay, okay, fat guy. You can say whatever you want.
Want a burger? Just get a burger. Enjoy it. White Knight.
Yeah.
White Knight
If
Burger.
White
and
Knight
if
Burger. White
yeah,
Knight Burger 877.
official CNR trademark product from CNR. So yeah. Oh, it was like I said, people are white knighting. There were instances of Zentaur spawning objects, cars, and stuff for Princess Kenny. Metal Face as well. There was a one time, me, yes, I allied with several other people outside from CUSA. Me, was it Dr. Friday, Dog, some other gang people, gang regulars. We were we were attempting to rob Princess Kenny's home in SF, Ocean Flats. Her cart was there too. She was in the group. She knows everything. And yeah, while we were robbing, Princess Kenny takes note of it. And all of a sudden, we have two admins join Metal Face and Zentar. They rolled up on us. They rolled up on us with miniguns and gunned us all down. Every single person that is in the premises of Princess Kenny's Ocean Flats home. I don't know about that. I don't know if I call that admin abuse or I call that white knighting. I don't care. I'd call it crazy. It's part of the crazy aspect of this crazy server made by a crazy owner that goes by the name of Bob. So I'll leave it to that. I'll leave it to the
Oh
audience.
my god, to the bomb.
Yep.
Well,
I'll leave. Mhm.
I thought, people really got mad, she went from like level 1 in CnR to like level CUSA in 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Because after about a few days, she started making fun and talking snit to people, and normally that's okay, but she hadn't made a rapport with these people yet, talking snit to people like Assassin and Belarus and I don't know who else,
She had no personal interactions with both Assassin and Valeris, and she gets to talk shit about them? Who the hell is feeding her information? Where the hell is she getting this information from? Is she grabbing this from hearsay, from people's hearsay, from one perspective, one biased side? I mean, come on. You can't talk shit unless you personally have had interactions with a person you're talking shit with. Personally, with yourself, one on one.
Yeah, it's true. It reminds me of remember Bombshell, right? You still think Bombshell is a man, right?
Oh, he is a man. What's the confusion?
I don't know, man. American Gangster can't be that stupid, but I
Might
remember,
be.
I remember. Yeah, he's that stupid. But I remember when I would first see Bombshell. Bombshell would make these standard, typical, snitty jokes at me in game. And obviously they were fed into her by American Gangster. American Gangster probably sat her down, before starting CnR, and he in his thick Borat voice say, "We are going to talk about all the people that you're going to see in game. You have Rashon. Rashon, he is black. He steals bikes. Every time I am in the server, my FCR is gone. So we're gonna introduce you to these players just like you know them, as if you know them. So Iggy, he's the biggest retard, or he seems like a bigger retard now than he was before. But I don't know Bombshell, or I didn't know Bombshell, so I'm like,
So did
who
I.
is this faggot talking snit to me? All right, and Bombshell and I are cool now. No matter if Bombshell is a tranny or a woman or whatever. But yes, it was the same kind of thing with Princess Ken. Princess Ken was demasculinizing these people in the CUSA Mumble, and people were outraged and stuff.
Yep. Called out for public outcry. People wanted reform, meaning reform, kicking Princess Kenny out of CUSA. Of course, being the leaders they are, they rejected the democracy of CUSA. It's like okay, so you guys won't kick CUSA won't kick Princess Kenny, but CUSA kicked out Nuclear Captain out of CUSA by simply being what they call it, creepy as they call it.
Creepiest and gay voice ever they've heard
I
in their
mean,
life.
I have nothing against Nuclear. I
He's like cute guy. Just that's all I know about him. I hear him
Okay.
twice, and I didn't see anything wrong with that
he's
guy.
not really he's not really a creep. He's just straightforward. That's my understanding of Nuclear. He is straightforward. So these leaders of CUSA, Ricard, Rashon, Bonaire, everything, they kicked they kicked Nuclear out of CUSA for being like that. Not taking into account that Nuclear, or Cop Dan in his previous names, is a great cop. He knows his 10 codes, he knows his locations. He's better than some leaders. He is better than Bonaire. He is much better than Ricard. And yeah, he is better than probably me. Better than me. I have deep respect for Cop Dan in his cop career. And being social he is, I don't really care. It's the internet. You go to the internet and accept the fact that there can be any kind of people, different kinds of people around the world that can act in sort of different things. I accepted that. Why can't people accept that? Is it because of they got offended personally? I can understand that, but it doesn't have to result in kicking Cop Dan. Has to be resolved in PM, maybe a little reprimanding, tone it down, Cop Dan, something like that. But no, that didn't happen. We jumped to a sour conclusion of letting Cop Dan go. And that was one of the turning points of CUSA's downfall. Yeah.
Oh, well, Nuclear, he was a great cop. Yeah, I mean, at first he was kind of an asshole, but he started to learn because it felt like he was a bit of a sheltered fact. But as you learn more, you get better and whatever. I don't know. Nuclear. Yeah, he was a weird guy. Said some snit that you wonder. I don't know why it turned out that way, but that is dead. But he came back, didn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't
he got reinstated into a CUSA in ruins, or people trying to save CUSA. Yeah, he did get reinstated back, and we're glad for him. Oh yeah, I have a question for you, Rashon. What would be your personal outtake on that situation? How would you handle it if you were the king above all, the guy with the final say, the man of action, the man that has to be convinced? How would you take it?
Oh, Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Well, honestly, I was one of the people who said that he probably should get ripped. So, yeah, I would have ripped him, but I was open for him to come back, and later on. But when I look back on it, there are a whole bunch of punks in CUSA, and when you think of one problem and say, well, this problem was a problem, well, there were plenty other problems, and those were ignored. I guess Nuclear was the front page story of faculty back then, even though there was a bunch of other faculty going on. But yeah, I would have kept him too. If he came back now, I'm sure Nuclear is a smarter guy now. Wouldn't have any problem being around him now, because in discords that I'm in now, you got your fair share of autism, so why not? Pretty much.
I gather up all the autisms.
And there's a ton of it.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yes, yeah, you were a barrel of autism. But speaking of that, so I think this was after Princess Ken left CnR. something like that. CUSA turned into a really divided group. It was like the Union and the Confederacy, or in your
I
context,
Yep,
maybe the Axis and the Allies. You know,
yep.
I
People
remember
were divided.
a very divided snit. I remember when Icarus or aLee, I forgot which one. You had
Yeah.
a their own mumble, right? And Fugazi Fanta, Fugazi Fanta was in there, and he got that name because he quit CUSA for Princess Ken, because Princess Ken got kicked, and Fugazi Fanta was like, "I'm about to follow my lady, about to back my lady. I have to quit CUSA too, cause fuck you guys," and all of that, and other people like everything, everywhere, Rackrats, they started
Mhm.
going that mumble as well. Did you think at that point that CUSA was divided? Pretty sure you did, but
Yes,
just make sure.
obviously, everyone's divided. Everyone has their own fair share of opinions. I have my fair share of opinions as well. I did not quit CUSA. However, I remained far away from the leadership, meaning Rashon, everything, Ricard, Bonaire. I remained far away from them. So I followed Fanta. And mind you, I only followed Fanta alone for purpose of being with Fanta because I'm a dear friend of his. I did not follow Princess Kenny. At very first, I was one of the people protesting it before over application CUSA. Yeah, I mentioned that before earlier today.
Yes.
But yeah, I followed Fanta in hopes of getting the fuck out of Princess Kenny's influence out of Fanta. It's like you're jumping into a tar pool just to save your friend. And that tar would be Princess Kenny's vaginal influence, evil, manipulative, male- malevolence that surrounds the air, the atmosphere at that time. I jumped into the tar just to save Fanta. Fanta was ensnared. It was terrible. I could not describe it negatively. In I could not describe it any further. I'll just say it's very bad. The White Knight is real. The influence is real. Me, I'm impervious to influence of between women's legs. That's fine. Yeah, I jumped in there to save Fanta to be with him, but I didn't quit CUSA. I did not.
And so how long did that take? A month and a half, 'cause I forget.
It took like uh almost 2 months. Almost 2 months. A month and a half. Yeah, that's precisely correct. Approximately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was some breaking CNR news. Even if CNR news was back then, that would have been some breaking CNR news right there. Princess Ken being
True.
rejected by Fugazi Fanta. Well, anyway, since we're gonna go to a break here, we're not on the radio, but we're gonna play a music, play a song rather. We'll be right back in a few minutes. All right, we're back on the CNR radio talk show here, and we have warl0rd again back. Now, one more thought about the separate mumbles thing. You know, I remember going into the CUSA mumble, I'm seeing two people wearing slit, and I'm like, the group is divided, obviously, but now I can actually rest my, what do you call those things in the throat? Vocal cords, yeah. I can rest my vocal cords. But I remember when aLee, he gave me that mumble info, and to myself, I was like, nice, but, I'm not going in this fag mumble. You got Fugazi Fancy, you got borld, I ain't going in this stupid mumble.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember the time he only gave you that mumble info just to play GTA 5. Yeah.
And then, I thought it was done there, but, then aLee, he asked me if I like if I like warl0rd, and I'm like, this is the most obvious bait in CnR history. So at the time, I thought warl0rd was a fag, like a supreme fag. So, I couldn't say, yes, I like warl0rd because that was a lie. So I figured, of course, whatever I tell aLee, he's going to say to either warl0rd or the rest of the channel, rest of that mumble. So I'm like, so I know exactly what I said to him. I said, well, I'm not fond of the guy. And of course, aLee told the rest of the mumble what I said. And I think it was a day later, Rank Rat came back and said, that what I said, that I wasn't fond of warl0rd. And then I was like, yeah, there you go. Mission accomplished. I just baited all of you. Can't trick a tricker, aLee. But anyway, let's go to a different topic here. So last year, was it last year? I think you were banned for like 8-9 months. You could have had a baby in that time. You know,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a great one. Funniest thing I heard all week.
Owned.
Go ahead, Mr. Rashon.
Very hearty laugh to a topic here. Oh, so when you were doing that snit before you got banned, putting commands in chat, you know what I mean, or whatever it was you were doing with the punk crew, fan crew. You're a very intelligent person. I honestly, through the years, I thought, of all the punks that have gone through the mumble, I thought you were probably one of the most intelligent people.
Well, seems like I'm not one of the most intelligent.
You weren't one of the smartest people. Because you know a lot of stuff, but you weren't very smart. You're very intelligent, not very smart. But what you were doing back then could have gotten you in trouble, right?
I knew at my discretion that I would get in trouble if I get caught. And it's also wrong for me for trusting my colleagues back at the time. I trusted them way too much. I thought they were discreet. I thought they were professional. Well, not professional, but they knew how to keep their mouths closed. I overestimated them. They talked. A lot of them talked. Loud mouths and whatever. Got me caught. Got themselves caught. Other people were affected as well. Dragged into it. Yeah, all that happened. It cost me a vacation. 8 months vacation. Yeah. Reflecting back on it brings me excruciating cringe moments. Because things that I could have done differently to avoid all those. No, I was far too trusting. Yeah. That got me what I deserve.
Of trusting a ton of malarious. A bit of a parallel there. Remember Impartiality? He must have some Russian blood in him, you know what I mean? Because Impartiality, this guy.
I remember him.
He was a Mumble Spy, a spy. When you play TF2, no one plays TF2 anymore. And the heavy says, "I see spy, spy, spy." Impartiality was the ultimate spy.
It was a surprise. He was there from the beginning. Well, he was there, yeah, back from Princess Kenny era. He disappeared for a bit, and now he re-emerged with new contacts. I was amazed as well. I did not notice. I have no idea that he was goddamn related to Flapjack 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, do you know how long Impartiality was a Mumble Russian spy?
So he was I was probably banned in Mumble during that time as well, right? When he was spying. And then I got unbanned from Mumble. Came back, tried to I befriended Ivan and Ciyber at first. New people, and then Raja Smash. And then Eyebrow Plus was there. I was banned for about jog my memory. Come on, memory. Remember, months, almost half a month, or a quarter of a month. Yeah, he was a spy for a quarter of a month. Rest in peace. Now he got banned. You know how he got banned though? He got banned because I've told one of the CnR Mumble admins that, oh, he's related to Flapjack. That was when I decided to pledge my allegiance to myself to save myself away from these faggots. To save, yeah, decided to steer away from them. So I fed information to a couple admins, Ricard, everything, you even maybe, and you all took my information and banned iBribe Plus. Yep. I'm quite happy that happened. Rest in peace. Is that any further questions about it? Any follow-ups?
No, not really. I mean, I just remember when I arrived 5, I think it was a few months after he joined the Mumble, and he had the audacity to say, "Hi guys, how you doing?" Even though I'm thinking in my head, this faggot has the nerve to come back to this Mumble after he has been a spy for all that time. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So I banned this guy, right? And then I don't know if he evaded or if he messaged me on Steam. Was it me? I don't know. I don't think I ever had him on Steam. And then he was like, I'm about to DDoS this server with a gigabit of data or something. And then 10 minutes later, he DDoSed the Mumble.
Oh, he's capable of such thing. He DDoSed Mumble from his Florida basement. Would you like me to describe how his living conditions are?
Oh, you know his living conditions?
Absolutely. Okay, so I'll admit I was in the most deepest of cesspools. I was in another Mumble with Macker. Yeah, with Macker and I. Macker was playing his Skype over to me, and I could hear Dylan. I could hear iBribe Plus. That's his real name. iBribe Plus was working on. He was working on this source code engine named Night Source. It was a James Bond thing. Yeah, he even invited Macker to play.
Why did you laugh that so loud?
Because I'm getting to the good part. So he was working on that, right? And then he was very descriptive of his work, on detailing about what he was doing, what's he gonna do, and something like that. And I hear in the distant background that there were footsteps, as if you were in a wooden stair, climbing down, and it was like his mother. And Dylan was like, "Oh, hey, mom," something like that. And then they were screaming in such things, at such volumes. And then after iBribe Plus's mom goes away, climbs back up in those wooden stairs, iBribe Plus would curse like fucking bitch or annoying something like that. So yeah, I'm inferring that iBribe Plus is overweight, a white overweight person living in Florida in his mother's basement. Yeah, that is his living condition.
Well, there you go. I'm Bride Plus, the basement dweller who is also a Russian spy and cousin of Flapjack Snitty too. How about that? It all makes sense. Now, anyway, let's get to the next topic here. So let's go to the CnR awards for a bit here. So, Sigma 1, he won Best Cop from 2011 to 2015. And, I'm thinking the first 2 or 3 years, okay, Sigma was arguably the best cop. But after a while, it seemed like it was based off of past reputation. Did you feel like any of those years he should have won it? Because, to be honest, you're one of the best cops in CnR history. So, what do you think about that?
Like I stated before, well, before this interview, I did not like attention, but I'm acknowledging that people supported me for Best Cop, and I'm thankful for that. I appreciate their support. However, yeah, I can see why Sigma won the CnR Awards thing for 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I can see that happening because he is a key factor to the CnR history of cop tanks. He introduced cop tanking to people. Of course, most people are lazy as hell. People liked it, and they owe it up to Sigma 1. That's why they keep on voting Sigma 1 for best cop. And plus, who the hell would not vote for Sigma 1? He has great advertisements. I'm looking at his forum signatures. His forum signature of of him in a blue cheetah being that lone cop.
No
forgot-
cop love, right? No warl0rd, is it? A
What was-
lonely, poor cop, blue cheetah.
Yeah, blue cheetah, blue everything, blue apparel, all blue. That's his good name. He had great advertisement. Yeah. Plus, it was an open
It's a
book,
classic.
too. Yep. Yeah, that's how he won the best cop. And for me, I was one of the top contenders of the CnR awards for, let's say, 2014 or 15. Yeah. I admit I was pretty prideful. I accepted that. I accepted that I was one of the best. And I was hoping that I could win. But after much reflection, so what if I win? So what? In the end, doesn't really matter. Sigma 1 could be winner for all time. I don't care. Well, I do care. I'll congratulate him, but for me personally, I don't really care if I get best cup. All I do is just press 2, nothing special. Shoot down warrants, take out warrants, usual stuff. It's like being a hitman, but being a hitman has more flexibility. You get to kill people in a variety of ways. But no cops, you just arrest. That's it. Press 2 button, MMB. That's about it. Nothing special. So I'm fine that I didn't get best cop because it's just a average skill in the game. Yeah, my opinion on that.
Yes, unless you're in a hitman tank in the passenger seat and don't shoot. Anyway. Anyway, let's see here. Next topic here. This may end up turning into a bit of a monologue here because I'm not quite sure if I would want you to weigh in on this, but I want to just clear something up about the
Okay.
About the Millionaire snip from 2 years ago. So for punks that don't know, I made a spoof of Wants to Be a Millionaire game, CnR version, and we would circle jerk it around Mumble and Snit, and all that, and it ended a month prematurely. People are gonna be saying, it was gonna still go on till today if people didn't mess it up. Well, at the time, listen, I was in school, you know what I mean, and I had the Bouse internet, you know what I mean. So when I went home, because what I used to do, I used to have like 7-8 YouTube tabs up, and I couldn't do that at home. So I was like, okay, so in May, I would stop it, and I said that before, but I think it was somewhere in April. You Fog Davis everywhere, and then it goes to
That's true.
went into some cahoots and a sabotage, but and I think of this because aLee teased you about it last week, saying, "Oh, you messed up Millionaire." Well, I just want to say, obviously, you were the only person that was ripped because of that. Mainly because, in my head, you were on thin wire for me anyway. So I was like, okay, so then I'll ban you for a week or whatever. Because, I mean, look at the other three idiots, two of them rather. Everything who's an admin, and Fadabes, who was a Mumble admin. Banana Ghost. Banana Ghost, I wasn't so mad about because, for example,
He was just there for fun. He went along.
yes, if a stupid person says something stupid or does something stupid, why would I get mad at that? Because, for example, like Poetic NB, he says something stupid every other sentence. You know about that. So, I wouldn't get mad at somebody like, Banana Ghost, right? But back then, I had a higher expectation of everything and Fog Davis, and in a way, I'm kind of glad that you all did that because it taught me not to have a standard higher expectation of CnR players, whether or not they're admin or Mumble admin or whatever.
Everyone the same.
Yeah, because whenever Millionaire gets brought up, it's always, you were the one that ruined it. Well, I mean, yes, but you weren't the only fag. I don't care who was the mastermind of it. Because it felt like, it's like, ooh, it was a haha joke, Rashon. Nice joke. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna think of a bunch of questions instead, and then people are gonna cheat, then it's like there's really no point. I didn't really mind the Google, the look at the forums, because at least you were using your own brain. Like Banana Ghost, whatever, using your own
Fastest
brain.
Googler.
The fastest Google in history. But what I didn't want was the multiple people snip. But I'm kind of glad it happened because now it lowered my expectation of CnR players, which is where it should have been, a lower expectation. And also that it's not fair to say that you were the only fact to destroy it. Because let's say you were the mastermind. I don't know if you were the mastermind, but let's say you were the mastermind. So, for example, if I'm a person, if I'm a person, and and then you've got that person over there who I respect, and then another person who you also respect says, "Hey, let's go do some snip to that guy that you also respect." If it was me, I'd be like, "Bruh, I'm not going to snip to that guy because I respect him." So I forgot where I went with that, but
Got too personal.
yes. So in the end, I expected more out of some CnR fags, but I shouldn't have, and I'm glad it happened. But that segues into the next topic here. So, out of all CnR admins, I've probably been the one to ban you from Mumble or punish you on CnR the most. Is that fair?
That's
I've
true.
probably been
That's
the
true.
one.
You
Yes.
banned me from CnR Mumble for, first of all, being a head ass, destroying your Millionaire game show. You disabled me 3 days for carjacking Iago's car
Yes.
with a reason, commandeering your vehicle for police purposes. Got 3
Yes.
days disabled for that. And I confessed to something. Yeah, the Fanta thing. Me and Fanta were bothering the civilians. The civilians made a complaint topic about us, and then you answered the topic. And I PM'd you moments later to handle us. So we got another disabled for that. Me, Fanta, he got a hog or jail around those lines. Yeah, I completely understand why you would do that, and I have no grudges at all. You're fair, impartial. You look at me as a person that has done a crime. You don't look at me as a friend. You don't look at me as an enemy either. You just did what you had to do, and I respect that. And I wish all of CNR CNR members could say the same. Respect that. Like what? Like they call Blister admin abuser, right? I wish they could respect Blisters or any other admin's sanctions upon them and stop whining and fucking deal with it, man. I mean, it's just game. I know it's just a game. Probably means a lot to you, but you broke the rules. You suffer for it. Yeah, deal with it. Suck it up. Nothing more you can do. Just play by the rules after the punishment has been done.
Yeah, it's been true. That perfectly segues. Because each time I remember, each time I banned you from Mumble or whatever, I'd always get backlash from people. Rackrat would try to be your lawyer, all right, and cut you a deal and all
Bro,
this snit.
to be
Even
honest,
though now,
I was quite annoyed of that because, like, come on, Ricard, get the hell out of my affairs. I know you're admin and such. I know you're obligated to be with the players, but I'm guilty. Stop looking for loopholes. Stop defending me. I'm happy with the punishment. I'm fine with that. It's just the irrationality of some people. Sometimes they just go too far, and yeah, that's why they get talk shitted on. They defend people too much, even though the person is guilty himself. Yeah, I'm annoyed with that. And to add on to that, yes, you did punish me. In fact, you were the only admin that had balls to punish me. Really.
but
I see. I see complaint threads about me. It's either everything or you. Everything. Let's admit it. He's fond of me. Everything's fun of me. He thinks I'm funny, and yeah, everything's a great guy, but he's a good admin as well. You look at you. You're not best friends with anyone. You're not enemies with anyone either. You're you have balls. I poked you. Yes, I poked the sleeping bear, and I got what it deserved. Like I remember after getting what unbanned from Mumble, I was like teasing little tank. I was being prideful to noise, and then I was hinting that, oh, good thing I broke the Millionaire game show. No fun for you guys. Something like that. Yeah. Stop being prideful, you fucks. Don't be like me. That's my warning to people. Don't be like warl0rd.
yeah, a bunch of punkery. I wasn't finished, but because I remember, because I'm pretty sure other people would scoff at it. I wouldn't know. I don't know if 5 Days scoffed at me punishing you or whatever. And I remember when.
Oh no. False Daves. False Daves is an ideal friend. Ideal best friend. He knows you fucked up. He won't save you. You gotta own it up. Own it. You gotta own it. Admit your own mistakes. Oh yeah. But if you need help, he'll help you. But if you're doing something wrong, you're breaking the law or something, and you want help, no, he won't be the guy. He won't be the guy to answer. He'll be the guy to remind you that you're doing something wrong right in front of your face. Go on.
Yeah, because I remember the 1 week Millionaire ban. After I banned you, I explicitly said in the channel that I would be the one to unban you. And then I don't know why I remember this, but it was a Saturday. It was the last day. It was supposed to be the last day you banned, right? And I was, before I went back to my laptop and I was watching Criminal Minds with one of my roommates and his girlfriend. And then after
is this the same guy with the butt plug, or is that a different story?
Oh no, it's a different guy. Not the guy with the butt plug, no. But so then I went back to my laptop, right? So I had this idea in my mind that somebody unbanned you. So I run down the ban list and I don't see your name. So right immediately I knew it was everywhere that unbanned you. Even though I said that I would be the one to unban. And I was going to unban you. But that was the snit that we're gonna get into in the next topic. We'll be right back for more of the CnR Radio Talk Show. All right, welcome back to the CnR Radio Talk Show. I'm Rashon, and we've still got warl0rd here talking about some more topics. So before I go on, just to finish with the favoritism thing, for example, in CnR, it doesn't have to be you, it can be anybody. If I ban somebody's friend, for example, or punish somebody's friend for doing something dumb, I'm the villain, you know what I mean? But if I ban an Albanian or a PH,
you're the hero.
Why is it so hard for CnR players to think on an impartial level?
That question has had its course through my head a couple of times, more than a couple of times, more like every so often. I don't know. I understand humans are humans. We develop friendships, we develop relationships with other people. But how the hell? There's been a lack of respect here. There's a lack of acceptance here. There's a lack of authority. We see people, we see higher ups, and we see people that have IRC access. There's also a concept of elitism here. We have people from IRC looking down on forum users looking down on unregistered new forum users, or new forum users overall. Call them new fags. Yeah. There's no impartial level here. We are in a hierarchy. Like, we start off as a noob, we work our way up to the forums, and then after we get regular player status and made several posts, reasonable posts that make you look like you're intelligent, you move on to IRC, where the real ass licking happens. Ass licking can come in different forms. That can be in purposefully being with people, personally seeking their attention, like Crazy Bob's attention. We have lots of people wanting Crazy Bob's attention, and they will kill for that piece of thing. It's true though. It's true. There's no impartial thing. People look down. We have favorites. Admins have favorites. Everything has favorites. Not the admin. Well, yeah, everything. Every people has favorites. I have favorites as well. I spare some girls from CnR player girls from being arrested. No, I'm not like that. Of course, I don't care about gender. I don't care about orientation. I don't care about ethnicity. Well, I do care about ethnicity. If I see you're a Middle Eastern, and plus if you're a Muslim, I'll not jump to the conclusion that you're a terrorist, but you are under the influence of terrorism.
Shout out to the Europeans out there.
Yeah. But being the Europeans, no, I'm not a coward. The Europeans are cowardly. The European men, they are afraid of your refugees. I mean, come on. Why the hell are you going to be afraid of refugees? To get raped? Simple. If someone's trying to pull down your pants, fight them back. I'll fight them back. I won't submit myself to terror. I'll make the terror upon that person. But yeah, going off topic here. Sorry, I'm going back. So yeah, why the hell do we not have impartiality? Well, we talk about favoritism. Yeah, that's true. Nepotism. People giving roles to people. It's not a merit-based system. You do something, you're either people will recognize you, or people won't give a shit about you. It's about how you impact them personally. Let's say I've done this before. I've been affiliated with some gangs, not directly though, but indirectly. I was a bribe whore to GSF and game. Yep. I accepted most of this person, crazy nigga 69's bribe most of the time. Yep, I accepted his bribes most of the time, almost all the time. Like, if I see him in the warrant list, I'll be the one to PM him. Hey man, you have a warrant, to hit up, right? Hit me up with dollars. I'd even accept if it was 5K. And look what that happened. CnR awards game, Crazy Nigga 69 has a forum post on that CnR voting thing. CnR awards, he voted best cop. Guess who? Warlord. Best cop for what? Accepting his bribes. And not
There
even
you go.
best cop for arresting, you know? Not best cop for taking down warrants. How elegant you take them down. No merit based. Only how you affect the person individually. That's why we don't have any impartial thing going on in CnR. There are some select few that try to be impartial, but it's not enough. It is not enough for this thing called impartial to happen. I'm trying to be impartial myself right now. I'm not affiliating myself with gangs. I'm trying to be friendly with everyone. I mean, not as in friend. Like, if you say hi to me, I'd say hi back. Something like that,
I
Equal
think,
opportunity.
I think the kind of snit is, if you go against your friend, then there are people who are like, ah, they're not gonna like me anymore. I think there was a time where I gave a snit about that, but then I realized, most everyone in CnR to me is a punk. So I stopped giving a snit. Shout out to Max Volume. I was the one who bugged you when you reported that guy for big liberal. Fucking retard. No,
Dude, we need people like that.
yeah. Actually, I was gonna say something else. I forgot. But yeah. I mean, I think that's really the main thing. But after all, yeah, I stopped caring about what people think. If you don't like me, fuck off. I mean, I don't like half the people. I don't like the attitude of half the people that I'm in with this court every day. It makes it easier to be impartial, I'll tell you that. Anyway, speaking of that, so borld, you talk about attention a lot. You get a lot of attention, and you're not a person who seeks attention, but despite that, you get a bunch of attention. And people are like, oh, hey, Rashon, your jelly boy gets a lot of attention. First off, suck my dick. And I don't like attention either, because it's usually people saying stupid snit. But how do you explain all this attention even though you don't seek it? World.
I don't seek it. Attention is the. I don't need it. I don't need attention. I don't live off on attention. I live on my own, really. Well, if attention is to be called upon, that would be the attention of a loved one, a beloved loved one. I don't care about the attention of strangers. I don't care about the attention uh of seeking attention from people that I do not know, I have no personal interactions with, or the overall masses. It's just about I don't know, being myself. I was just being myself, and I don't know why people give a shit about me. I'm a cop. That's about it. I am quite notorious because I arrest people in LS. I am number one arrest status guy in LS City, and maybe number 4 or 3 in server wide. Yeah, I don't gather fame. I'm not in it for the fame. I'm not in it for the fortune either. I asked myself that, why am I being so gathered around with? Why am I being talked a lot behind my back? Something like that. For one, I think it's my forum posts. As controversial as it may get, as harsh as it may be, as truthful as it looks like, I think it's my forum posts, really. I give my opinion and stuff, people like agree to it, and they automatically assume that, hey, I agreed with you, so we're gonna be friends, right? Something like that. But no, no. I mean, yeah, you agreed with me. So what? Go live on your own. Stop living in people's expectations. Stop living on people's shadows. The only people that I would live under the expectation of is my potential future wife, whoever that may be. And yeah, that's the only attention that I want from my wife or my children. Oh, not anyone else, not my boss, not my colleagues, not my co-workers, not my peers. And stop giving me attention. I've talked enough. Ugh, I don't like it.
Well, speaking of your wife, a few days ago you had your birthday. Well, how old are you now? 15?
Oh yes, it no, actually no, I'm not 15. It goes down. I'm now 6 years old or 7 years old. 7 years old. Yeah. My birthday is a downgrade rather than an upgrade in age. In all seriousness, I am now 19 years old, born 4th of June, 1998.
Not July.
During
Not
the
ends of America.
not July. If it was July, then I'll be American. But no, it was June. 4th of June. And you know what happened on the 4th of June? Battle of Midway and the fall of France. Yeah.
And the surrender of France. And they, till now, they still sit on baguettes, eating snails, drinking wine.
The French may be labeled as cowards, but remember this. They helped the birth of America. They helped the Americans attain their independence from the British Empire. Yep, they are underrated for that. Lol. Yeah.
Okay.
So what
I
about my
guess.
thread? What about
Oh.
my thread?
Well, I took a look at your birthday topic. I saw the first post, and I'm like, right here, I don't want to talk about one for burning. She's a cool person. You know what I mean? And she watches my snit, and I respect that. But I'm looking at the first post, and I'm like, this is the most autistic birthday topic, opening birthday topic post I've ever seen. And I see aLee post.
Autistic
aLee's
with
like,
a lot of Nazi stuff that
Yes,
made me think this is gonna end up in the silly zone, aka the trash can, but it didn't end up, so it was good.
yes. As Ciyber says, lots of Nazi stuff. Yeah. aLee, he posted saying it's the best birthday topic I've ever seen. And as usual, that's aLee kissing ass again. I never saw aLee as an ass kisser, but damn, I look back, damn, this guy kissed a lot of warlord ass. But yeah, you must agree with me. That must be the most autistic birthday opening post in history, right? It's gotta be. Of course, it's gotta be, right?
Oh, we are all entitled to our opinion. Well, being the dear friend and dear close friend born for burning is to me, that birthday thread is. I could care less what people think, really, but I do appreciate the opinions. That birthday thread to me is special. I find it flattering. It made me chuckle. It made me tear up. Really, it was like I mean, look at that. This is my Geschenk for you, as said by Born for Burning, and that Geschenk is full of Kinder Bueno, Kinder Überraschung, and Kinder Riegel, the chocolate, and that's my favorite. What the? That means a lot to me. So, and about the Nazi stuff, I am not a supporter of Nazism, but I am lenient towards it because it is required. Plus, I admire the military uniforms of the Wehrmacht of the Nazi regime, and I also like the uniforms, the army, and
And the
some of it
history.
the history too. Eh, The history. Damn, Hitler, you're a fancy guy. But
But
overall, the ideals of Nazism, it comes up to me. It sprouts up. Every time I look at the news, something happens like refugee, something like this, Middle Eastern guy stabs someone like this, riots happening in Sweden, people that commit atrocious acts like uh, running people over, and it's a Middle Eastern that's a suspect. Of course, Nazism would get into my mind. It would be a necessary thing for this world right now. And I'll not be I would not be uh killing people because the Holocaust, yes, the Holocaust happened. But you know what German people could have done to those Jewish people? They could have just worked them to death. Produce weapons, guns, Stahlhelms, the helmets, the uniforms. But no, they had to gas them. But it's okay. History is an interesting thing. Yeah. Yeah. And so far, that's it. I find the thread great. Find it great. I invoke ein Reich ein Fear. And the closing statement, the closing message was most dear to me, and I hold it close to my heart. As cringy as it sounds, I do not care. It's mostly for me and not for any of you. So, yeah, that's my opinion on
Hoo-wee.
that.
Hoo-wee. I tell you what, that's some controversy right there.
hmm
Also, shout out to Born for Burning. I almost said Burn for Warning again, just like in crazy shit. Nice waifu you got there, world. Anyway,
whoa, whoa. All right.
anyway, let's get to the short submitted questions here. First one is, why do you get so spooked when you see snakes, or someone talks about snakes?
Who? All right. Who asked that question? You just
The
are you,
the person requested to remain anonymous. I'm sorry that they're a bitch.
all right. It's okay. It's okay. I respect their anonymity. I will answer it. Okay. I grew up in a tropical country. And you know what a tropical country is? It's heat, right? And
Yes.
it doesn't get cold. And those vile demonic things, those crawling demonic things, like the heat. Because hell, man, they're demonic as hell. Devilish, evil creatures. Yeah, really, in reality, I was a little kid, about 3 to 4 years old. Of course, I saw that movie called I don't even, it starts with an A. Yeah, you know what we're talking about. It's a kind of creature. Saw that movie,
Yes.
and then after a week of watching that movie, I was like, "What the fuck? That's the grossest thing I've ever seen," or something like that. After a few weeks, or after a week, my school had a field trip. I had a bloody fucking field trip, and guess where? To the zoo. A trip to the zoo. And those tour guides, right? They're those tour guides that like to
Yes.
handle those animals, like from eagles to birds to monkeys to yeah, yeah,
Boa constrictor.
yeah, 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 yeah. Those fucking boas. So I was small. I was at the front of the fucking thing too, of the tour guide. He was like, "Hey, you want to hold this thing?" And I'm like, I ran to the back, and my mother followed me. I was crying, and people were like, they didn't laugh or anything. They understood that I am afraid of those things because compared size, it was probably like a python, and me being the little kid, could fucking eat me, something like that. So I ran and got scared. And to defend my fear, Tell me, why do people are afraid of spiders?
I honestly have no idea.
Survival. It is programmed in our brain to be fearful of spiders because staying away from spiders helped us survive, helped the human race survive. Just like for the boas, as you will call it. As for the boas, same thing could happen. Yeah, but yeah, me, I'm not afraid of spiders though. I don't know why. I find them adorable. Quite contrary. So yeah, that is my question. That is my answer to that anonymous question from that anonymous person that wouldn't reveal himself.
Yeah, I know spiders. If I see a spider, I just crush it. Anyway, the second question here. This came from Jen. Obviously,
Jen?
Hey, here's Jen. Yeah. Here's my question of warlord. How come you're always a cop? The criminal life too difficult for you?
Yes, the criminal life is too difficult for me. I, for one, because I have no contacts with any gangs, I have no insider information on what goes on in the CnR criminal underworld. I don't know who's who, which multi account, who's this and that, who does this and that, who sells stuff, who has the private rapist account that keeps all the STDs. I don't know stuff about that. So I stick to the cop. I'm always cop and I find it easy to be a cop. You go up to someone, you don't care who, just arrest that guy. Arrest that guy and be done with it. Be not worried about it. The least the guy can do is talk shit at you, come after you, and place a hit on you. Three things that he could do to me. And those three things, meh, I could easily fend them off. I could just hide in my cop skin. Plus, an incentive of being a cop, you get free weapons. I don't. I know the cop isn't as lucrative as civilian life, but I get free weapons every time I arrest someone, and I'm good at arresting, so I stick with that profession. And yeah, to answer your question, yes, criminal life is difficult for me, but not too difficult. I'm civilian in LV because I can tolerate it, and I'm a legal civilian. I just do missions. That's about it. If however, I come in contact with some people, I'll be prepared to fight whenever called for. I admit I am not one of the best DM keyboard warriors in CnR, but I know how to shoot. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of keyboard warriors in LB. Don't get into the Borat fighting scene in LB. I'll tell you that. This question here came from aLee.
What the
He
hell?
basically said, "So CnR has a ton of PH players. Why don't you play with PH players? You're obviously the PH ambassador to CnR. How come you don't play with PH
Wrong.
players?"
Oh, look at Foz. He's Foz. Foz is in DMH, and he has the title of official PH interpreter. Actually, let me go to the DMH thread right now. Yeah, official PH interpreter. Yeah, he may be interpreter, but me, I'm ambassador. Why the hell am I ambassador? I don't even like ambassador as title. I don't represent the PH populace. Well, it all comes down to how I was raised. I was raised in separate gaming life. My dad, my papa, when I was a kid, 2 years old or 1 year old, he was cradling me while he was playing Warcraft 2 in his own personal computer. Having said that, of course, we were affluent enough to own a computer, so I wouldn't go to computer shops to play games with other PHs. I mostly
You
played
mean
single players on my own. I mostly played single player games on my own. I played console games on my own, and I was a total recluse to the multiplayer life until I'm quite confident to play multiplayer. Yeah. That's about it. The least multiplayer I did in my childhood was street games. Street games and physical games, yeah. No technology related. So yeah, I don't play with PH players in game because I personally think, judging from experience, they're quite rowdy when they are in a cafe. Quite rowdy. I mean, you get hurled insults. They exclaim certain stuff like, "How did this happen?" Something like that. They complain out loud, and I don't associate with them. And it's mostly the poor populace of the Philippines that are in computer shops because what's like an hour in a computer shop, computer cafe, it's like 10 pesos. Yeah, 10
Yeah.
pesos an hour. And that's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time in there.
Yeah, let's put like 100 pesos in and you can live there. Simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, that really reminded me of the stupidity of back when Cute You and Me used to be around, when Icarus and other fags in Mumble seemed to be really serious about raising money for Cute You and Me to get a new computer. And I was like, for real, man?
Yeah, that was funny. Who was it? Icarus, Ricard, some fools out there.
The killer, I think.
The killer.
That was
They
pretty
want.
key.
They wanted to donate $20 to Qdomi's cart to get a better computer. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
One for all, that kid doesn't even have Amazon. It doesn't. Well, he has an email, but he has not created an account in Amazon, and he's just looking at the main page without logging in into Amazon with add to cart something. And why the hell would you waste money on some guy from third world? That doesn't even benefit him a single natural bit. I mean, if you're going to feed him, sure, pitch in. Not $20. That's ridiculous. You could buy yourself a Subway sandwich with that or dinner.
Yes.
But yeah, why the hell would you pitch in 20? You pitch in maybe more like $5. If $5 means a lot of money for some countries, like PH for example, $5 is like, let's see, 1600 pesos.
How about that?
Yep, quite ridiculous. Some people actually took it seriously. Oh boy. Yeah, but that's them. That's them, and they need to learn some more internet experience. That's all I can say about that.
Yes, I'm glad it didn't happen. Middle finger to Cute You, Me, Sanji, Funks, whoever's in that cafe. Middle finger to you. Shout out to Shootin' Putin and Baconzilla, the OG PHs. OG. The OG PHs.
Wish I could have met them, but no, I'm a new fag. I joined CnR 2016. Yeah.
Wounded. This is my last main question here.
Okay.
So, well, I meant to ask this earlier, but when did you realize that cop tanks were snit?
When I went lone wolf, and when Blackwater was around, cop tanks are absurdly the stupidest thing ever. If I see a person in a cop tank, I would judge him or her immediately, to the extent that I do not recognize your existence anymore. And if I see an admin cop tanking, why the hell are you still admin? Yeah, cop tanks are annoying as hell. I had personal experiences with them. Okay, I was a solo cop, Los Santos, obviously, because that's my only main city. And there was Blackwater around. I'm in my black cheetah or LSPD car, chasing this warrant, and out of nowhere, a cop tank would just appear right in front of you or behind you and shoot the tires of that warrant or the car, and the cop tank would either stop shooting and steal your arrest, yeah,
Hold it.
or they would keep on shooting to get that guy unfair death. Sometimes they would do it on purpose too. Like I see, who was that guy? Ex Hitman, Sinisa, Bust a Move, Crater X. Those people in Blackwater, when they see me chasing warrant, they will shoot and shoot, not stop, just to get that warrant unfair death, and he would respawn away from me and away from them. So yeah, it was all selfish motive. They didn't want me to get the arrest, so if they can't get the arrest, I can't get the arrest. So they do something about it. That's how I realized cop tanks are stupid. Plus, to add on to that, cop tanking, it wasn't around in CnR. Fuck you, play too hard for saying cop tanks have been there forever. No, I disagree. Look at Carl2's videos. Carl2's videos were the great ideal concept of what the service should be like. Everyone, every cop in their own individual silly vehicles, no matter how fast or slow it is, even in an aircraft, would be acceptable to chase one single warrant all across the map. And the cops would coordinate through /CM cop message. How do we see the cop message right now? 1085 by this, 1085 by me, 1085 by All Blue, 1085 by Ace, 1085 by Blackwater, 1085 by Missy Squad, 1085. Just about it. There's no real cooperation. There's no what's your location, something like that. There's nothing like that I have never seen currently in this era.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why 10 Asterisks keeps robbing the bank in San Fierro. And that, folks, is why one of the reasons why CUSA went down. Well, I realized cop tanks were snit, and I think I cop tanked a bit after this. But I remember I was in the cop tank with Rat and everything, and I was chasing Fugazi Fanta. And even before I went to him, I was like, okay, these guys are probably not gonna like this, so go to Fugazi Fanta, get close to him. I'm not quite sure if I remember. I think Rat must have been like, the thing she does, because obviously they don't want to attack Fugazi Fanta because they're still friends. It's snit. But I was like, Fugazi Fanta's a fag. He quit CUSA because of one person or whatever. I forgot what else I didn't like him for. So Fugazi Fanta gets taken down. He shot back and all that. I'm not quite sure if the other two shot back at him or what. I don't think so. But Fugazi Fanta got taken down.
But it was annoying, right? Chasing. You have passengers that are friends with the warrant. That is the most annoying thing ever. As explained earlier in the interview, Prestige and gangs. Must have been hard. I can feel your pain, see through your pain, and I can relive your pain.
Yeah, and then he was a warrant about 10 minutes later, maybe. He was in Rodeo. So I started attacking him, and then I don't remember for what reason, but Rat and everything went out of the car, or they did something else, whatever. I'm not sure if the car was beat up or what, but I wanted to continue to go after Fugazi Fanta. So try to do that, blow his vehicle up. Then he gets into a Benson. Somehow I let him get into a Benson. And somehow I get owned. No, I was the one in the Benson. He blew my vehicle up. I went into a Benson, and obviously the Benson has a higher elevation, so if I drive by, it's not going to hit him. So that was basically a John 877 getting hit. You couldn't miss me. And then I get owned by Fugazi Fanta while in a Benson, and I'm thinking, that's embarrassing as snit. And then at that point, I'm like, cop tanks. Why cop tanks? And I think that was the first point where I thought, well, cop tanks are game. Fuck this snit. But that was what it was.
Yeah. See, if you're in a cop tank, you're dragging people around. As a driver, if you're like I've been a driver and you are pulling people. Seriously, you're pulling people useless weight. Some of them don't even shoot. Some of them AFK. Some of them have friends with ones. And being the driver you are, you're not being appreciated. Rather, you're being reprimanded. You're getting scolded at. You're getting hated for failing to keep them safe. Something like that. I mean, I understand. If you're going to be in a cop tank, just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware. Like I've done cop tanking with Rashon. Rashon, I would pull over to interior where the warrant is at. It will take Rashon 2 minutes to fucking regain her awareness and get in the car. I would have to honk the horn, hold down the horn for duration of 2 minutes, just to get her in that goddamn interior to arrest. And same goes with clamshell. People like clamshell. I understand. Clamshell, you're a nice guy, but you have a piece of shit awareness when it comes to the gameplay. That's the only thing I'm pissed off about you. Kind guy overall, but your awareness not really. That makes me what? That makes me not want to work with anyone like you. That's why one of the perks of being a solo cop in you don't have to live up to people's expectation. You don't have to protect people. You don't have to be considerate of other people, only yourself. You yourself, you pray for yourself, live for yourself, do what for yourself. Fulfill your own desires, your goals, dreams. Yeah. My take on cop tanks.
Yeah, pretty much, because I got to the point where, if I can take this guy down without you, it might take less time, but I don't need you. So why would I want a cop partner? Plus, it's made it into some easy snit, and I don't like easy snit. That's why cop tanks are faggery for me.
Yep.
Shit, I had one other thing to say. I forgot it again.
You're closing.
Last thing, obviously, borld. You're like a World War II aficionado, as we talked about before.
Oh yeah.
So to send off our audience here, you told me this before, but I forgot. So can you tell the audience why Germany split into West and East Germany, and how did they reunite?
Are you kidding me? I would have to revisit. Well, I did tell you that before, but not in voice, but by text. Well, do you want me to go over all of it?
Just a summary,
Just a summary. The West Germans are the capitalist ones under the influence of America because of the Marshall Plan, and East Germany was under the USSR influence. USSR influence because they didn't want capitalism to engulf all of Germany. They wanted all communism, all communist. Like we have communist satellites like Poland, Ukraine, almost all the Eastern European nations. Yeah, they wanted to engulf them all in their ideology of communism, which is plainly wrong because communism doesn't work in this world. Only in the real perfect world it would work. No. So yeah, they got separated with West and East Germany. There was a wall, Berlin Wall, that was solely in Berlin because Berlin was split. Berlin was West German territory and East German territory. Yeah, I know it's confusing, and they had to build the Berlin Wall to separate another part of East Berlin and West Berlin from each other. So yeah, they had that thing going on. There was an iron curtain, as Winston Churchill would say, between the East and the West, the NATO and the Warsaw Pact. And yeah, they got reunited because USSR was falling apart. They can't keep up with the upkeep. They don't have enough financial stuff, financial things. They don't have. They're basically being boycotted around the world, so they don't have it. Their money is worthless. Currency is worthless. They can't generate revenue, can't generate income, so the troops keep on falling apart. The Berlin Wall fell apart, and now the Germans, the East Germans and West Germans are now reunited, thus reuniting under the day of German unity. Tag der Deutsche Einheit. That's my take. Summary.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's borld. I'm mad that the CnR radio broke because this would have been excellent live. But I hope you all enjoyed the CnR radio talk show. This is honestly not sure how it can get better than this here. A lot of material from borld. Love a drop here. We'll see you next time in 2 weeks for the next episode, which obviously will not be as good as this one. But I just want to, drop a shot for myself. The 50th episode of Rate My Chase coming up pretty soon. All right,
Wait.
make sure that you tune in.
Wait, I have to shout out to GPP, to False Daves, to Albanian Igli 17, Ciyber, Ivanici, Born for Burning, Dr. Friday, Small Gekas, all the Serbians out there, Duki, Jomla, XN52, Smooth. You all are my loved ones, and good night. That was gay.
There you go. There's borld. Had a topsy-turvy thought of this guy. You think he was a good guy, then a fag, then a good guy, then a fag. But, at least he owns his own snit. That's what I respect about borld. And there are people in this server that do stupid snit. They don't own up to it, and they scream out, didn't do nothing, and stupid shit like that. At least borld, he owns up to his snit, and I respect that. I put some respect on that. Anyway, that'll conclude the CnR Radio Talk Show. We'll see you next time. This was Rashon.